Kashin Koji's death is Code's last hope. As crazy as it sounds, it's the damn truth. Actually, that doesn't sound too crazy. Many people thought Code was already done. I knew he would get a new role in the story, but this role is super dumb. And I already expressed that in another video I did earlier on the situation. But the good thing is, we might be getting a Kashin Koji versus Code fight soon. Or not, depends on a few factors I'm going to talk about in this video today. So before we get into the video, I do analysis videos like this very often, and I'm going to be starting back up reactions again really soon. Like within the next 5 videos soon. Not related to anything, I just wanted to tell you guys that. But if you enjoy videos like this and want to see more like this in the future, why not like and subscribe? Now without further ado, let's begin. So Kashin Koji versus Code is looking more and more like a reality with every chapter. And it's really obvious that they're trying to set this up. So let's look back to chapter 15. Code finally makes an appearance after about 11 chapters. He got caught spying on the SHINJU by Ryu. It's then him and JURA come up with a pact. The agreement suggests that he find and kill Boruto as well as his unidentified accomplices. And if he could do that, JURA will allow Code to eat the chakra fruit and gain a massive amount of power. So of course we know that unidentified accomplice is indeed Kashin Koji. He's the one that's been helping Boruto from the shadows since the beginning of the series. And many people are starting to figure it out. As more people figure it out, the more Koji's life is in danger. I stated this many times. The fact that Koji has the 10 directions Shinjutsu and can see events that will occur in the future, this puts a target on his head. And even though nobody but Boruto knows about his new awakened power, they still see how much Boruto knows about things such as the 10 tails and Shinju, and can deduce that Boruto definitely got this information from a source other than himself. Guys like Shikamaru, Konohamaru, even Kawaki questioned how Boruto got this knowledge, and each and every time he deflected the question to keep Kashin Koji a secret. He even told Konoha that he did have a secret collaborator, and this is where he got all of his top secret information from, but he couldn't reveal who he is or where he's hidden. So just off the fact that he has all this knowledge, Koji is gonna stay with a target on his back. And recently, the Shinju took an interest in this because Boruto knew what the Thorn Soul Bulb was, and he knew he could use it to save Sasuke. The fact that he knew this made JURA take an interest in Boruto, enough to want to kill him. Not only because of his strength, because yeah, he's strong as hell, but mostly because of his knowledge. It wasn't until Mamushi revealed that Boruto has a secret collaborator that Koji's life began to be in danger. Because now Code is after Boruto and Kashin Koji. So I don't want to make this video about Kashin Koji too much because he's not really supposed to be the main focus in this video. It's definitely Code and how this is his last chance of relevance in the story. If he fails this mission, he'll probably be killed off from the story, metaphorically or possibly literally. It's no secret that Code probably can't even touch Boruto right now as he is. He's just way stronger and faster than this version of Code. Boruto didn't beat Code just because of the Uzuhiko. If you look back to that fight, Code wasn't even able to land a hit on Boruto because of the flying Raijin. The Uzuhiko was just overkill, to be honest. The only reason Code is still alive is because of Boruto's naivety, believing Code would help him fight the Shinju, and that's still another one of Boruto's major flaws as a character. I discussed how I hated that he helped Code. He could have killed him right then and there, or just let the Shinju handle him. Either way, he was probably gonna eventually die because of the Uzuhiko's side effect. But because Boruto kept him alive, that could cost the life of one of the most important characters in the story. If we look back to chapter 4 or so, we can see Code start to notice the toad that's been following Boruto around. So this is where it starts to get kind of confusing, just because of translation accuracy. Depending on what version you read, it may have Code say, "What's this toad?" or "This toad is." These translations are very similar, but have completely different meanings at the same time. One insinuates that Code doesn't know where the toad came from or who it may be linked to. The other suggests that Code knows exactly who this toad belongs to, but is probably too shocked at his current position to really take it all in. But whether he puts 2 and 2 together in that moment or not, I believe eventually he will look back to that confrontation with Boruto to find the secret identity of Boruto's collaborator. Code is probably the one person that you shouldn't have revealed the toad to, because out of everyone that Boruto came across so far, Code is probably linked the closest to Kashin Koji because of them both being former members of the Kara organization. So it's the closeness that's gonna reveal to Code that Kashin Koji is still alive and he's helping Boruto. And that's probably one of the only ways that Code, along with anyone else, can find Koji, through his summoning toads, and probably through Boruto as well. But exactly how will he do that? Because I don't think Code can just go up to Boruto, beat him up, and force his way to Kashin Koji. We already established that Code can't touch Boruto right now, at least while he's relatively healthy and on guard. He's gonna have to catch Boruto at a vulnerable moment, which doesn't seem to be anytime soon. So Code's best chance at finding the location where he can confront both Boruto and Koji is by stealth. If we look at the way Code spied on the Shinju up until now, or even hides his claw marks to make it harder to be spotted, we can see Code is actually pretty good at infiltration tactics, and it could be his best asset in this fight. We have to remember he was able to sneak a claw mark onto multiple people without them noticing, and by this way he was able to infiltrate different places like Konoha, and without much difficulty at all. It's usually after he fights with them or has some sort of contact with that person, and the person he was in contact with the most since 2 Blue Vortex debut was Boruto, against him in a fight or during the Shinju awakening in the Ten Tails dimension. If he somehow snuck a claw mark onto Boruto just to keep close tabs on him, of course he can use this to get closer to the real location of Kashin Koji, but then that probably wouldn't be the best, most effective option, because then he would probably have to battle against Boruto and Koji simultaneously. He would get obliterated if that happened, we all know. So what's a way he could find Kashin Koji without the assistance of Boruto? Well, if that's the case, we have to go back to the use of Koji's toads. You see, I was thinking since Koji stated that he controls his toads remotely and uses his chakra to do it, as well as speak with Boruto, then this could be a way for Code to get clues to his whereabouts. If he can get his hands on one of Koji's toads, there is a possibility he can reverse track him because of his chakra. I don't know how likely this is, considering how we never seen Code even come close to doing something like this, or even get a hint that he can do something like this, but I wouldn't say it's something that's impossible. But in all reality, this is another long shot. But I want to include it in this video because I just want to, and I feel like it may get brought up in a future discussion or something. There's definitely ways to reverse track someone just using chakra alone, but it takes a considerable amount of perception training. Mostly only sensory ninja can perform such feats, and Code just isn't that. And he doesn't have many resources anymore like Ada to help him out with that. But he may have the Shinju to help out with his mystery. If he could deduce that Boruto's secret collaborator is Kashin Koji, that may be the information they need to find him. The Shinju seem to have a lot of information regarding other shinobi, so it's not like Code doesn't have any options to go to for help. Well, if he needs it. I still think his best option is to act off stealth and find the location of Boruto in Kashin Koji's hideout first before acting. But then there's another problem, because Koji has like the ultimate cheat code in the 10 direction Shinjutsu. No matter how close Code is to getting near him or Boruto, he'll just be able to foresee it and move accordingly. Whether that be just to simply change hideout locations or prepare for Code's ambush. Because mind you, I said that nobody knows about Koji's Shinjutsu. Code probably thinks he doesn't even have one, which is kind of perfect because nobody will know unless Boruto just outs and tells everyone that he has it. Well, I guess the other person to know is Ada, but she most likely won't talk either. So I don't think we'll have to worry about Ada exposing him. So in this case, this would make Code's job even harder because he has no way of knowing the location of Boruto and Koji's hideout, no realistic way of getting there if he does find out, unless he wants to 2v1 Boruto and Koji and lose. And through all that, he's still working against someone that can foresee every one of his moves and ideas. My only conclusion is that Code is being used again as a puppet for JURA to get closer to Koji's whereabouts. I just don't see a way for Code to be able to pull this off, not with all these factors working against him. And it's a shame because if he did somehow get to Koji, and successfully without Boruto finding out, which is also hard as hell, then I could actually see Code winning that battle. I mean, last time we seen Koji battle, he was having trouble with a Jigen that was drained more than 50% from his fight against Naruto and Sasuke. And against a foe that's said to be much stronger than Jigen, common sense is that Code would probably come out victorious in that fight. At least I can come out and give Code that much credit. So it's not too much to analyze with that fight, I guess. And we don't know if Koji has gotten stronger throughout the time skip. I mean, he probably has, because it's just the natural order of things. As time goes on, people are going to get stronger, especially in the Naruto verse. But we don't know for sure how strong he's gotten, if he has gotten stronger. So I can't really say too much on that until we see him fight. Look, I'll say this. The only way for Code versus Koji to happen is if either he comes out of hiding momentarily and reveals himself out in the open, or he allows more people to know about him and his whereabouts, creating more opportunities and more options to get closer to him through more people. So this fight most likely isn't going to be anytime soon, but I feel like we might get this sometime later down the road if Code is patient enough, unless the cards fall in the right place. But because of the 10 directions, I can see Koji living for a long time. But there may be a time where he's forced to make rash decisions because of Boruto, because he's the one that he has to protect. Without Boruto, everything is for nothing. So answer this. Do you believe there's a world where Koji risks his life to save Boruto, or come to his aid if there's a situation he can't get out of? Kinda like the situation with JURA, but this time without everyone there to help him out. And one more thing with Code, because I said Boruto and Koji's death was his last hope, and I pretty much meant it. If we look at Code's place in the story right now, this is literally the only way he can achieve his goal. There's probably no other way he can achieve godhood. Without this goal that JURA gave him, he really has nothing to offer to the story anymore. It's true, he's definitely not a bad character. He's just in need of a permanent role, and this just isn't that permanent role he's searching for. With the timeline changing again and guys getting more powerful than ever before, Code is plummeting further down the power rankings. He's falling behind more than ever. It'll get to the point where his character has two options: either simply get strong enough to kill Boruto and Kashin Koji, or face the fact that you'll never achieve your goal and work together with everyone to defeat the Shinju and finally go through this character redemption arc. Or he can just simply be killed off. The choice is his. But no matter how you look at it, this is Code's last chance before it's all over. So let's just see how this goes. Let me know if you think Code's character will survive this last chance at godhood, or will he inevitably fail again like he's fated to. So if you enjoyed this video, first off, I want to say thank you for watching until the end of the video. You're a part of the 3% of viewers that actually do. So if you're hearing this right now, go ahead and comment 3%. First comment I see that says this will probably get pinned. But anyway, if you enjoyed and wouldn't mind seeing more videos like this in the near future, go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss another video like this, or when I go live for chapter spoilers later on this month. And until my next video, I'll see y'all boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.